Alright, here are some pretty cool A movable chord shapes. This is going to be taking place in the key of A. And what's pretty interesting about this is that, well, one, I have 3 strings open throughout, so this is almost kind of like a pedal tone. And also, we can kind of play around with what chords we're actually spelling right here. So I'm going to kind of tie these into some other triads, so that way hopefully you can see how we can call the chords a variety of things. Alright, so first let's just go through the shapes. We have one shape which is just like an A sus2, which we can kind of move around. I'll show you how in a little bit. Now we have this chord, which is almost looks like an E. And this is my second finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and my first finger on the 1st fret, 3rd string. Alright, and we can also play that with our 3rd and 2nd fingers as well. We have this shape, which is my 3rd finger on the 4th fret, 4th string, my 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and I think that's just about it. So, an easy way to kind of see this is going to be almost kind of like a bar chord, and we have our major and minor versions. And this is actually how I dictate them on the PDF for here, but there are actually a couple other different ways that we can kind of look at these as well. So, one is we can, like I said, look at them as almost like a bar chord or like an F chord. Another way is we can look at this chord as almost kind of like this triad right here, my 2nd string root, but without our root, only those 2. Alright, so it's almost, you can kind of use it kind of like that. And then for this chord, we can look at that as kind of like a 3rd string root triad with my 3rd string through 5th string right there, alright, or as a minor, same sort of thing. So let's kind of go through a little bit of a kind of walking up the chords, and we can kind of take a look and see what kind of chords they are. This is kind of an A sus2, and I want to keep it that way. This is kind of like an E chord with an A at the base. Or we can also look at that as like an A major 9 with my major 7 right there, and my 9 right there, my 5th. Kind of a neat chord. Next we can have this, which we can look at as almost like an F sharp minor chord, like I said, like our F shape, or as like a D triad, but just with open strings at the bottom. Same thing here, we can look at this as like an F sharp minor sort of thing, or as an E major. And then here, I'd probably most likely call this an A chord, B minor, alright, kind of like right there, or a G too, if we wanted to. Sounds a little out of place because the G normally isn't in the key of A, but in the right context it'll work. C sharp minor. And then we also have a D, kind of like that's like our F shape with the open strings around it. E, just like down here, it could be either or. And back to our A sus2 right there. So kind of nice chords that we can kind of move around. Alright, a couple other ones is taking that A sus2 and we can move that up here. And we can kind of look at that as almost like a D chord. And then this we can also look at as almost like a E chord. So, hopefully those are some new chords for you and you can start kind of playing around with some of them.